And even early on, in the first IOM committee meeting, I made the statement that if indeed vaccines caused autism, the most likely thing in the vaccines that would do it was the level of ethyl mercury that these children were being exposed to. And what I think is important for the parents listening today who really doubt what we're saying is that there is now a physiological clinical test that can be done to tell whether or not your child is mercury toxic. It's called a urinary porphyrin profile. It prevents your children from making enough heme to remain healthy and to excrete mercury from their body. Mercury is the major inhibitor of this. This test will tell you whether your child is mercury toxic or not. And what I have seen from data collected by hundreds of American parents of autistic children is that these kids are mercury toxic. I would also point out, if you have a normal child, have them checked also, because many of them are mercury toxic also, and this porphyrin profile will absolutely define that, and then you can get some treatment to help your children with many of the, quote, issues that they may have. Lack of attention, bad temper, inability to sleep. It is something that has to happen. We have to start, and we have to take aggressive action, because the Center for Disease Control caused this problem. They caused this problem by mandating that we inject vaccines into a baby on the day of birth that expose them to a level of mercury that would be safe if they weighed 275 pounds. And then they claim this couldn't cause any problem. It defies scientific logic to make that statement. And all the science that's been done supports the people that are standing here. And when the CDC says we have no science, that's because they have their head stuck in the sand and refuse to look at anything. There has never been one publication on any animal, cell, enzyme system, or tissue using thimerosal where it wasn't identified as being one of the most severely toxic compounds known to man. And for them to say it's safe, they are just flat lying to you, or they are too ignorant to have the job positions that they have. So I would encourage the American population, don't believe me, don't believe the CDC, go have your child tested and see if they're mercury toxic. And I think what we're going to find is that the CDC and the mandated vaccine program, by exposing children to mercury, has given us a generation of children that do not function optimally. And when we look at this, we can explain why our boys are dropping out of school, because they're more dramatically affected. Why we are now practicing affirmative action to get enough males into medical school, dental school, vet school, because they cannot compete with girls in the science and math areas where just a short 15 or 20 years ago they did much better. We have damaged the males in this country beyond belief, and we need to take action, and we need to change the way the CDC is ran. Thank you very much.